Beatrice, came shadowing Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. It's always a delight to have you, as usual. We literally bring you in, we suck you in, we let you know that you are amazing, and whatever you are going through, you can start. Whatever you can going through, you can push forward. Whatever you are going through, if you are having a difficult time, we'll get the right people to help you out. On this particular episode, because we are very keen on three things as women in business. We are keen on the inspiring journeys of women, we are keen on the linkages to resources, and we are also keen on the different aspects, all the different aspects that concern the woman in business. So on this particular episode, we've got an amazing lady, literally founder, lead of Mukazipreneur, which is, she'll talk to us about it and let us know how they started and what they are all about, but we know that they are making strides. We have Nacheyune, Immaculate, Ainomcha, right? And you are welcome to this particular episode.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for visiting our space. I hope you love it.
We have really been noticing quite an increase in women-oriented studies, women-oriented businesses, so many things are happening around women. But we also know that there are a couple of things that sometimes are just taken for granted. What we love about Mukazipreneur is that it takes in a holistic angle, a holistic look at everything that the woman in business is all about. And this is what we have been talking about every time on Women in Business. That it's not just about pulling the woman in and giving her money and saying, go and start, right? Yes. It's trying to understand what are her struggles, meeting her at her point of need, yes? And walking her through mentorship, walking her through her own journey within her shoes, but letting her be independent. You have had many women come through Mukazipreneur. You have had them thrive. And it is normally a free service as well, of course in partnership with others. What are those defining moments for you? Just take us back even from the very beginning. How did you start? Were you challenged at any one time? Did someone give you a hard time? How did you start?
How did I start?
Yes.
Very interesting question. Well, I started because I saw there was a need. You know, we see statistics everywhere, massacre statistics, that Uganda has the highest number of women entrepreneurs in the world. I kept seeing these statistics flying everywhere, but it's not, what we hear is not what is on ground. The fact is many women start businesses, but they do not see their 5th or 10th birthday. I sat down and asked myself, what exactly is the problem? Why are women starting businesses that do not last? They start a new business this year, the following year another business. Today it's bags, tomorrow it's shoes, the other day it's mushrooms. They just keep jumping from one business to another. So we did a survey in the community and realized, as women, we start businesses out of need. A woman has a family, so if she sees bags have a high demand, she'll jump to bags so that she can provide for the family. If she sees mushrooms, it's a season for mushrooms, she will jump onto it to ensure she survives. So women start businesses just for survival. Ask myself, what can I do to handle these women?
To move on to the next level.
Exactly. So that we can have long-lasting businesses that are, number one, impactful, profit-making, that are able to grow even beyond borders. That's how I started Mukazipreneur. There is another story behind how I started, but if I decide we shall sleep here.
Give us a briefing. We need to know a briefing, because we have quite a lot in common, and it's amazing that these things are really out there, but no one seems to take. It's just a very few that come up and see some of these things. So the other story.
Okay, so after university, I took on my 8-to-5 job. After university, my father passed on, and he was a Rotarian. He was called the late David Mosoke. He was a very passionate journalist. I got into Rotary at a very young age, and I got a chance to go into the community. In Rotary, we do a number of community projects. You go on ground and understand what exactly the problem people are. Yes. So for over 6 years, I would go into communities and I was surrounded by the need to make a difference in people's lives. I thought myself, I'm not going to die at my 8 to 5 job. I just felt like I had more to give to this world than my 8 to 5
just
job.
Appearing and getting
Yes,
the salary at the end.
at the end. I said to myself, I have to start something that is impactful. So if I support a woman, I'm supporting a family. If a woman's business grows, the economic development of Uganda is getting better, you know. So I sat down and said, okay, the aspects that I'm picking from Rotary, I can start something that is impactful. If I woke up today, I was going to say if I woke up and died. If I passed on today, I would be so fulfilled knowing I've impacted over 1 million women.
So Mukazipreneur literally has the undertones of service because Rotary is all about service.
Yes, and that's why I told you our services are free. Through partnerships and funding, we give these services for free. We want to handhold this woman from the bottom. So most of the businesses for women are informal. We all know that.
Yes.
And they're reluctant to formalize their businesses.
Yes.
So how do we convince a woman to grow a business, formalize it, grow it from an annual revenue of 1 million to 5 to 10,
Yes.
to export into Kenya, to export into... There is a journey there.
Yes.
There is a journey of mindset building,
Sure.
personal development,
Yes.
mentorship.
It's amazing because it's so huge.
Yes.
It's such a big picture. It's like a mosaic, you
It's
know?
like a 360-degree view.
It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You literally have to get into the shoes of that woman. Yes. Now, we have had this, and I've said it even before, quite before, and said, you know, the majority of women actually do it sometimes. It's not really a blanket statement, but we also know that most of the women who do so, oh, I want to keep busy. Yes? So let me start. Oh, the other person, yes. And in addition to that, I think I can do something because I need extra money coming in. Yes. Or somewhere to put my little, especially the corporates who are getting into that. I need something on the side just in case. Yes. So moving away from this just in case mentality where you are not really necessarily going through the bookkeeping, you're not even breaking even, right? And that is really what happens. And you find some of these women are actually confident and they are comfortable. And even the surroundings, the spousing, the family connection around them, all their safety nets are okay with it because they know, you know what? She gets up, prepares the kids for school, they go off to school, then she goes to her little business, keeps busy around there, then up to 4 o'clock, she comes back at 3, begins cooking, and begins taking care of the home. So now we had different stakeholders come in, for example, the religious, different fraternities come in. And I remember from the Muslim aspect, they were looking more and more into home-based businesses for their women. One, because the majority of the Muslim men, may not necessarily be comfortable for women to be out in spaces that may have, where they continuously have men looking at them. Yes? And then the other part is, of course, the accessibility, because we have so many women choosing, being given that option. Either you choose between business or family life. Yes. What's your take on all that?
It's quite interesting that now the most aggressive business women in downtown are Muslims.
I said so.
They're Muslims, they're always taking flights to China, to India, to Dubai, to buy stuff.
Yes.
It's amazing. For me, I think it's exposure.
Exposure.
So, like you've noticed, the Muslim men have noticed that if they bring their wives closer, if they teach them how things are done, if they grow them, they'll also grow, the family grows. I mean, everyone is happy.
Yes. And they seem to have a natural inclination to doing business.
Yes.
We even said within the catering businesses, they are and I even brought it out of the last episode, the other couple of, second last episode. And I said, I've had women say, you know what, for my Kwanjula, for my wedding, I must have a Muslim woman come in and cook, because they have that natural inclination to catering.
So for me, I think it's exposure. Over time, we encourage, for example, we have women entrepreneurs that have like 30% ownership in businesses, while the man has 70%.
Yes.
So when they come here, we encourage the man to give the lady
Much
50%.
Yeah.
So when they give the lady at least 50%, then we can be able to support the woman.
Why do you do that particularly?
You know, before we've supported women businesses with as little as 20% ownership, and at the end of the day, the woman is bought out.
Yes.
But when it's 50-50, it's a balance.
Okay.
It's a balance. We know they can't just walk in and take away her 50%.
Yeah.
But also the commitment of the woman is more when she knows, look, I have
a big stake.
Yes, I have
the
a
business.
business. Exactly.
Do you push for these sort of agreements to be legal?
Yes, we push for them to be legal.
Yes, and not under the blanket.
The program we have with NSSFI Innovator, where women entrepreneurs unlock $20,000,
yes.
we are very strict on the documentation.
Yes.
So before you even proceed to the stage of expression of interest, in case the woman has less stake in the business, we sit down with the husband. We talk to him. Some accept and give the woman 50%, but some, of course,
yes, have particular.
Yes, but look, if we are telling you to give the woman 50%, and we are going to guide this woman along the way, and at the end we are going to unlock for her $20,000, wouldn't you accept?
You get to benefit as well.
Exactly.
Have you had men that come in and mention, especially because that's also another aspect of male engagement in business, for women empowerment really. Have you had men that come out and say, you know what, I cannot give those additional shares to my woman because basically she is going to be big-headed? Yes, or she may leave at any one time.
Yes, of course we've had a number of them come through. It's a patriarchy society. All those are expected. But over time and with exposure, there are those that have taken a step to understand that, look, gone are the days when women were at the back. Yes. Now they are brought forward. Now they work with us. It's teamwork. If a man and a woman are working, if both of them are bringing good income into the family is better. The children go to better schools. You eat better meals. You go on trips as a family. You're happier.
What has been one or two of the most rampant concerns from the man about doing that? What are their fears? Yeah, no, break it down. It's a long story.
Of course, we know their fears.
Give us just two most common.
Some of them think, of course, the women will grow wings, and then they won't be they won't be easily managed at home.
Submissive enough.
Yes, I didn't want to use that word.
But you see, what happens on women in business is we tackle these issues the way they are. There's quite a lot, and that is why we also have as many, institutions, stakeholders, the religious institutions, because when you are talking to Church of Uganda, it's very clear about submission. Yes, it's very clear about submission. It talks about the intention of the word and how the word should guide us. So that they're not, moving around. And we have to be able to talk about these things, because if you don't talk about submission as a word, and you maybe try to look for the politically neutral part, this submission is going to come out behind closed doors. And the man is going to say, you are not submissive enough. Until you are submissive enough is when I will give you these particular shares.
But to be honest, it's still a patriarchy society, and there is a lot that needs to be done to embrace a powerful woman or an empowered woman. Yes, there is a lot that needs to be done. We still have a lot of work to do. But we don't give up. We keep doing what we can do.
Small strides.
Yes, but the most important thing is bring the men to the table as well and involving them. And that's what we tell the women. Don't hide these things from the man.
Yes.
Involve him. Keep talking about it to them so that they can understand the benefits of doing work together, or the benefits of you working, or the benefits of unlocking capital.
It's so huge. Just like you mentioned, patriarchal societies, all these social cultural aspects that are coming into women empowerment. Yes? And I want to know, when you are carrying out this empowerment and you are helping the mentorship process for these women in business, especially when it comes down to confidence, yes, what are you pushing for? Is it like morale boosting? I have done it, you can also do it. How do you manage to get the woman out of her complacency, comfort zone mentality? Small, I don't want anything, because these are pertinent issues. And they are real for the woman to say, you know what, I don't want my business to grow bigger because it will take me away from my family. Yes?
Absolutely. So the approach, we use the community approach in Mukazipreneur. So we have a community of over, say, 1,000 women. And in there we have a lot of activities happening. And we've noticed that when another woman sees another woman doing better, they pick themselves up.
Yes.
So in the personal development sessions that we have with them, of course we talk about what time do you wake up, what do you do during the day, who are your friends, who do you associate with, what are your goals, what are your yearly goals, what are your 5-year goals. We deep dive into all that personal development stint. But the power of association is what drives the women's growth.
Yes.
In the community, we have a number of activities that happen. We have a number of networking events that happen. There are those that say, let me go for the market day to just see, to see what others are doing. So when they come, they're like, the other one is making candles.
Yeah.
I think I can also try.
Yes.
I need to move away from this jewelry thing and go into coffee. You know, I need to, so it's really the power of exposure and community. So last year when we started the NSSFI Innovator, and we told women, look, you have an opportunity to unlock $20,000. Some said, Mulimba, the money is not there. Now, at the end of the year, when 20 women unlocked the $20,000, some woke up.
I said, I will be prepared next time.
They're like, okay, how long is the project? Can we also benefit? You see now they are ready to take on the challenge. So power of association and the approach of community is really, really key.
Yeah. We've had issues with copy and paste. Yes? We have had issues. And even as we bring about all the issues of peer-to-peer, yes, woman to woman, I'm your sister, the sisterhood. I will pull you up if I'm up, so that you can get high and higher. It's my joy. That's the mentality, right? But we also know that we are very prone as women in business to copycat.
Yes.
The woman will sit down with you, you know them, you yourself.
Honestly.
She will sit down with you, and by the end, you who just came just as Jebali, you will come down when you are you will leave the set after one particular hour of hype from that woman, and immediately you're thinking of starting a crisps factory because of the hype she has taken you through. Now you get so fixated on the end. Yes, you get so fixated. Jagala motoka, I must have that wish. I must have this, that you forget that there is a journey. Do you tend to actually, where is your approach from? Is it from the end? Is it from the beginning? Or is it cuts across the continuity? How does Mukazipreneur look at this? How?
Like I told you, it's 360. We cut across everywhere. By the way, it's okay to copy and paste. But what we encourage the women is to apply innovation while copying and pasting.
What makes you unique?
What makes you unique? There are no unique businesses. You see agriculture, coffee is our biggest export in Uganda, agriculture export. So if we encourage women to get into coffee, there's a lot of coffee value addition they can do. They can do coffee oils, coffee massage, coffee grains, pounded coffee. The value addition is wide.
So wide.
Yes. Now let's go in the grains. Let's go into rice. There is the sorting, there is the packaging, there is, like, the copy and paste is there. It will always be there. But we encourage the women to apply innovation while doing it.
And then you also have, as we talk about that, because we want to understand, and it's so good that we get to talk about, we have similarities, yes, between women in business and Mukazipreneur. We are very keen on the inspiring journeys of women. We are keen on mentorship. We're also keen on the linkage to resources. Those are some of the things that bind us, okay? And we can never run out of women to do so because there are so many. The idea about it is that even as you go through step 1, 2, 3, okay, there's a woman who will tell you, okay, fine, with fish, when it comes to fish. Another woman will come and say, I'm into sausages, fish sausages, yes? And we have amazing, doing quite well. Another will tell you, I'm more into the baking, yes? Another will tell you, I'm more into the catering. We're still on fish. I'm more into the catering. But then there's this other woman who comes up and says, you know what? I cannot look over and above what my friend has told me because I want to know and be able to get into something when I'm sure. Now my friend who is into the catering, fish, has already told me what to expect, what dangers are ahead, which corner is where. Now for you to come and tell me about fish sausages, where do I start? You see?
It's a journey. It's a journey, and it's a journey of pivoting. I started Mukazipreneur as briefcase. I didn't even know what I was doing.
It was just had that zeal.
Yes, I was like, I want to support women entrepreneurs. In COVID, we did digital literacy sessions, and then we went on to mobilize tailors. We did masks. Then along the way, UN Women came in to support us. We came up with a mentorship program. Then I started thinking, okay, this is becoming serious. I need to register. How do I register? How do I get this community organized? You see, along the way, I kept pivoting. Now, that's what we tell women.
Yes.
You're starting something today, but you're going to keep pivoting. You're going to keep trying out what works. What works, what doesn't work. Where is the money? Where is the profit? Where is the... You have to think about these things. What you start today is not how you're going to run the company in 10 years' time. It's okay to pivot. It's okay. You see Nokia, you know what they first did? They first manufactured toilet papers before they went into phones.
Yes.
So even big companies have pivoted along the way.
According to the needs and according to growth. According to growth, we need to grow this. But before we do that, let's take a short break and we'll be right back after this.
Smart 24, driving business.
Omwaka guno gutandike na bisanyusa ebisukkulumye akajegereko omukwano muddamali kaakutonyumira eno mu mpali bakazi bajja akabugo kakadde temuggwa nsekere maama banamanyi g'omukwano ganaddamu nate okubasisinkanya mu kwetonda bingi byakugonjoolwa okusoomooza kungi naye ab'emidaala bamalirivu eno ku Magic Loco n'owe Media Sena omukuti 12 ku DSTV Lumba ne 3 ku GOTV.
Luxury redefined at Seasan Hotel as you indulge in the splendor of elegant living fit for the royalty that you are. Step into comfort, pampering and blissful customer-centric service as you select from our range of comfy exquisite living quarters furnished to meet with your royal preference. Surrounded by scenic beauty, our tropical setting allows you to escape the glamorous ordeal of city life. Our ambient green gardens will guide you to a place of revitalizing rest. The 3-star restaurant caters to your palate, serving your choice menu ranging from exotic cuisines to local delicacies. Our chefs will serve you full course meals for a truly out-of-this-world culinary experience. Our fully stocked bar to whet your throat, from renowned global brand whisks, brandies, gins, beers and wines to our locally celebrated beverages, you will not lack for any brewage. It's an all-new experience in the East at CSUN Hotel. So visit today at plot 15 to 19 Spire Road, Ginger, or contact us on +256 751 719 960 and +256 785 354 614 for reservations. CSUN Hotels, luxury redefined.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're so tingy. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable. Smart 24, driving business.
Welcome back from the break. This is still Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. Doreen Kemcha. On this amazing episode, I have this amazing woman, Immaculate Nacheine from Mukazi Preneur. Now, this is all about mentorship. We actually share these particular beautiful aspects: mentorship, inspiring journey of women, and linkages to resources. Immaculate, what are those main things? Because you've met so many women. That is almost a database of more than 1,000. It's growing, 1,000 women. What are those particular things that, according to the women that you have mentored and seen and spoken to in the communities, you're like, really, I wish every woman knew this. I wish every woman knew this. To the woman out there who is watching, I wish you knew this. Because the woman is waiting to hear this from you. Yes, what are they?
Thank you. I wish every woman knew that they have so much potential. Us women are so blessed. We have the power to multitask. Men do not.
Yes. True. That's true. Blanket statement here.
I'm so sorry to the
Yes.
men. Now, if a woman discovers the power that she has to multitask and do impactful, powerful things, if a woman discovers how much talented she is, how many talents she has, and she takes a step to explore those talents, Uganda will be off the top poorest countries in the world. Women are so blessed. We are so talented. We have the power to grow $1 billion businesses. We know how to manage money. You see banks.
And then someone else will, first way. We know how to manage money. Let's personify this. Yes? Not they, it is we. It is you and me. We know how to manage money. And then another woman, another person will come up and say, you give that woman, it's already happening with PDM. Yes? It's already happening. The parish development model. Yes. So the trickling thing that is coming in, and this is not really blanket, but some of the observations is that when some of the women received that money, ran off to get the gomeses, to get the shoe, the what. So what about the managing that you're talking about? Do we actually know how to manage this?
So for us, the experiences we've had with women and money, when women borrow money, they refund. They refund the money and they make use of the money. If woman walks in here for money to grow their business, they are so honest. They are an open book. They'll show you, these are my sales, these are my expenses, this is where I've gone, this is the profit I have made, and this is where I want to go. They are very honest.
The rural woman or the urban woman?
It cuts across.
Yes.
It cuts across. I'm being honest with you.
You know why I'm saying this? You know why I'm saying this? Is because at one time we were at one of, I will not mention the program, yes? And they said, this is why peer-to-peer, yes? The fact that you cannot come in just out of the blue and ask the organization for money. What we need is to put you in a group of 10 women,
yes.
10 women, yes? So that each person is accountable.
Yes.
One, because the dynamics were changing. Of course, you have that buffer that you need, that security. But also it is to deter that woman out there who thinks she can come and get that 500,000 and she
take it to buy a gomesi.
Yeah, not even to buy a gomesi and skip and move to another village.
Yeah.
You see, and this is now from, because I got this from the rural aspect. Because the women will come up, please, and I've sat in one of those community, gathering for around 5 of them with one of the financial institutions. And I remember the women, one woman coming in, and the women that were there who were accepting her into the group were in the local language saying, where I come from, Utatshwaza, do not embarrass us. Do not put us into problems with our husbands. We do not have where to get the money if you disappear with this particular money. Yes? Please do not, because one was even saying, I don't know you so well. You are relatively new to this village. But please, I don't want trouble with my husband. So when you mentioned that, I thought about it, those collective efforts, especially with the village saving, all that. It transcends. It is not individual. Someone comes up and they get money. Tomorrow, if the thing goes wrong, husband tomorrow will come and hold her hand and pull her out of it. So are we honest? Are things changing? Or we need to pull up our socks?
Things are changing.
Things are changing.
Things are changing. For us, the women we associate with in the community, when they tell you, I need 5 million to boost my business, it's really for boosting the business. And like I told you, the approach that we use of community, we know these women. We know who they are. We know their journey. We know where the business was 2 years ago and where it is now. And by the time we handhold them, we know the potential of the woman. Yes. So we do not just give support to any woman when we do not know them. We take time to know them. Even when we unlock for them same money, we do due diligence.
You monitor.
Yes. We go on ground, we do business audits, we go in there, we do spot checks to see that the progress is happening in the business. And apart from the documentation, we have to get proof that the business actually exists. We had issues where...
I know the elephant projects. They are there, but they are not there.
The business doesn't exist. It's just on paper. Yeah. And you're like, let's go to the premises. They take you around until you give up. Yes. So we get on ground now. But also we're encouraging partners to come with us on ground. So we come on ground, we see your accounting process, we see your marketing process, we see your procurement process. We want to get hands-on so that we give you real hands-on support that will ensure the business grows.
So, the honesty, I wish every woman, like you were saying, it is that women multitask. Yes, we have the potential really because of our gender, the biological, the physiological, everything. Yeah. We have that potential to get something from nothing into something, millions. Yes, and nurture it. The same way we do with children. Is the same way if we are passionate about something, we'll build it up from scratch, from nothing, literally, into something. Then you talked about, of course, the support that is there, the honesty that is there, that there are so many women who will basically say, you know what, I received 5 million and this is how it went. And they will tell you, yes, I spent and I got a packet of chapati for my children, but that was 20,000, I will put it back. So they have that inclination of honesty that some of the other mentorship groups and all these financial institutions should capitalize on. Yes.
But we also emphasize discipline and consistency. You will not get results when you don't put in the work. You cannot sit back. Hard work is hard work. And one thing about women, we fear risks. A man will take on a risk. He will get a chidiu and take it on.
Yes.
And it either works out or it doesn't.
Yeah.
But a woman will first observe, should I take it on? No, my 1 million will go. Yeah. They're held back. So we're trying to get them to be a little aggressive. It's an uncomfortable world. You also have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You have, the ground is not leveled. You have to hit on. You have to work hard. You have to be consistent. You have to look for opportunities. Okay. You have to get into the boardrooms. Your voice needs to be heard. If they're not inviting you to the boardrooms, create your own.
There.
Exactly. Or create your own.
Please insist. Just look at that woman in the camera and say this again, because I have spoken to women who are still held back by their own personal shackles of, will they allow me into their space? You know, will they allow me into their space? If they're not inviting you, please take yourself, put on your shoes, comb your hair, and go.
I think we noticed the power of community and association in COVID. If in COVID no one looked for you, no one at church, no one in an investment club or any association, no one looked for you, most people had mental health issues. If no one looked for you throughout the COVID period, I think COVID reminded us the power of community. We all need to belong in a community somewhere, be it church, be it an investment club, be it your OBs and OGs. There is a lot in power of association. In an association, in a community, that's when you see what other people are doing. That's when you say, oh my God, I want to also own such a building one day. Their savings are how much? I can also save with them. In 5 years' time, I can have shares. I can reap this. I can, you can't sit back. The world moves on. The sun continues to rise. Yes. Life moves on. You stay in your comfort zone and you stay alone. You stay poor and you die poor. Do you know what it means to die poor?
you know the dying poor. This, I have asked women before, but like I say it, you can be so shackled.
What
in your small pond?
In
your small pond that you never realize that there's an ocean out there. You actually think the ocean is for a particular set of women.
Doreen, God gave you talents that you need to explore.
Yeah.
If you died today without using any of your talents, you know that parable of talents?
Imagine, stop asking this. I want you to look at the woman out there. Isabel is there. Mama Tendo is there. Those women out there.
Women,
talk to them.
You have talents. You have many talents. You need to explore your talents. There is a lot that you can do on this world. We are put on this world to create change. Every day you wake up, you have to ask yourself, which change am I going to live in this world? What am I going to do to better my country? There are so many problems in Uganda. On social media, people are complaining about a problem. Every day you wake up, think about which solution you can give for the problem that we have in Uganda. It's us that we are going to grow Uganda. No one is going to grow it for us. So for me, I challenge every woman out there. You have talents. Sit down and figure out what your talents are. Sit down and explore your talents. Create change. We are the change that we want to see in our country. It starts with us. The change we want to see on the roads. By the way, the change starts in our homes.
It does.
Recently, we had a vision board session, and we're talking about our surroundings at home. In case visitors came to your home,
why you would immediately start? Where's the borrowing here things,
will they live nga bakugeya? You know, it starts from home. How is your home setting? Do you put some plants? How are you making it attractive? Yes.
Are those things in the mentorship? Are those the
Yes.
things you actually
Yes.
things that apply that are applicable to the women?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We go on ground and understand how is your environment at home? How are you making it an easy space, a good space for your mind and brain?
think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who are the people that are around you? Where do you go? Do you read? Do you read some books? You need to know something about everything. Imagine you're in a boardroom and they're talking about the current affairs of Uganda, and for you don't know, woman.
Now, you've talked about communities. Where do your women come from? The women that get to be mentored, which particular communities are you in?
So our women are from all over Uganda. Central, north, west, east.
Are they
They're from all
urban,
over.
rural?
It's a mixture of urban and rural.
It's a mixture.
Yes.
There are calls that are there, basically you invite them to come in.
There are calls that are there, but we also go on ground to do community engagements. In the last quarter of 2023, we were in the north, throughout Mbale. Then after we went a bit to the west. Now in Q2 this year, we are planning to go to the south. So we do community outreaches here and there. We go on ground and look for promising women. We look for those women that are hungry and they need to be handheld.
What is your version of promising? No, let's ask, because the woman is like, "Ate promising." You know why I'm telling you this? Because so many women don't even make the effort to reach out for mentorship. You know, they look at some of these high, the innovations and everything, and all the other mentorship clubs, and they're like, Ate, who am I? And there has been that exclusivity. One, because there is a regurgitation. Imagine it. There's sometimes, and I keep mentioning this, and I've really been very vocal about it, there is sometimes a regurgitation of the same faces in the incubators, in this.
Yes.
So what is your idea of promising?
So for us, what we do, if a woman doesn't qualify for her innovator program, say, they can qualify for a market day. We have quarterly market days. They can qualify for a walk-in vision board session. They can qualify for Networking Friday. They can qualify for digital literacy. Who doesn't sell through their phone? We are creating bits and bits of programs in the community. We have an investment club in there where women save as little as 20,000 shillings a month. So we've created a number of programs in the community. In that, you find that at least one woman participates in at least one activity. They find an activity where they fit in.
At the end of the day, she will be able to choose something that works for her.
Yes, but also this place is open for walking.
24/7.
Yeah. No, from 8 to 5.
Yes.
8 to 5 Monday to Friday. We tell women, look, walk in. You want to learn you want to figure out the registration process? Walk in here. You want to figure out how to sell? Walk in here. We are hand-holding you. Just walk in. The place is open. The services are free. Just walk in.
Yes.
That's how much we are hand-holding the women.
And I think the amazing part about mentorship, and not even cajoling, yes? It is really a sisterhood sort of themed mentorship, right? Because that is that's what I'm getting, the sisterhood. You have lots and lots of businesses that are really taking it on the digital perspective.
Yes.
Do you think this sort of mentorship at one time, maybe, is it appropriate for the Ugandan woman that is just coming out? To the one who is already established, yes, and already has a niche of customers and what, yes, it is perfect. But you see, when you are talking to me, Immaculate, I get the idea that that woman there is being cajoled out of her comfort zone.
Doreen.
Yes.
Are you on TikTok?
It's not about me. Stop making it about me, Immaculate. Definitely, we have to be on all the spaces.
Social media, but
yes.
So we do that. We did a survey, and we noticed that most women that get a smartphone for the first time the first thing they do is to install TikTok.
Yes.
Because they want to listen to certain conversations, or they want to watch or create.
Yeah, content.
Then you ask ourselves, okay, if a woman in the village can rush to install TikTok, she can sell on TikTok. She can learn to sell on TikTok.
Yeah.
She can even learn to sell beyond TikTok to other platforms. So it's also studying the behavior of these women, honestly.
Yeah.
If women, even in rural areas, are taking a step ahead to get smartphones just to get on TikTok.
Yes. Is it actually being utilized? So it's really underutilized.
Yes, it's underutilized. Yes, it's powerful. So now what we are doing in our digital literacy, initially we would tell them Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
Then we realized, hey, the sales that are happening on TikTok are massive.
Yeah.
So now we included TikTok, and the sales that are happening, it's incredible. It's amazing.
Yes.
So the women that we engage, even those that can speak English but they have a smartphone and they're on TikTok, we tell them, tunda ku TikTok.
Yes.
Talk about what you do. Talk about your cover sling on TikTok.
Yes.
And we realize the feedback is positive.
So you literally guide them.
Yes.
You guide them, and sometimes even something that maybe she was doing normally, just as, oh, let me go and get kabozi from there. Kumbe, she has not identified it as
A niche
as a
she can use
business
to-
vehicle
yes.
for her to do business, to do this and that. What have been some of the constraints? Because we are looking at, yes, the ability to have a phone, but you're not utilizing it. What has been that particular major constraint that you have seen and that is not so talked about, especially, but it still holds the woman back? And we want to have a look at some, not only just confidence per se, and myself as a woman, can I do this? Do I have the support? Won't I fail when people laugh at
Yes.
me? That particular concern that you wish would be addressed, what is it?
My particular concern is the fact that the highest percentage of women businesses are purely informal, and most women are reluctant to formalize these businesses. They
Why?
have this negativity towards, say, filing taxes. They'll be like, no, if I formalize, you are look for me. Yes. And yet, the biggest opportunities are for businesses that are formalized. Now, how are we going to have growth in businesses if the women are stuck in the informality? You know, they are missing out on a lot of opportunity.
Yes.
The investors want formalized businesses. Even just banks. Banks want to see a formalized business. Let's even talk about collateral.
That's also another area that we haven't even gotten to.
Yes.
It is so wide.
It's so wide. How do we access cheap loans to women? Cheap loans that do not need collateral. How many women own land, have land in their names, land titles in their names, or logbooks in their names? Women fear entering banking halls. We recently signed a partnership with KCB, and we are engaging them to join us on community engagements. Let's go on ground. Let's not let the women walk into the banking halls, because they will not. They fear.
Some of them won't.
Yes. Let's go on ground and speak to these women. Let's talk to them about the benefits of opening accounts, say, or formalizing their businesses. I mean, it's a process of continuous preaching, continuous encouragement, continuous advice, continuous hand-holding. Slowly by slowly, we shall get there.
As we're talking about continuous hand-holding, we also know that there's sentiments of increased GBV among women in business. Yes? And this is why this part now comes in, whereby, yes, we are looking at the sisterhood vibe for mentorship. We are looking at the collective effort of being able to sit, have 30 women come together and share ideas on how to boost their businesses, on how to do this and do that. But at the back of a woman's mind, she cannot tell you, you know what?
What we do now, we create a safe space for the women. Before we get into some programs, we encourage the storytelling. You know, sometimes women keep quiet, thinking...
They will laugh at her.
Yes.
She becomes a joke.
Yes. So what we do, when we run certain programs, we actually go into discussing gender issues. We want the story to be told so that other women know they are not alone. We want stories to be told, and we want women to share how they navigated certain... Absolutely. Now, when a woman hears that story from someone else, they will know that they are not alone. They will know that their story is not unique. They will know that this is what happens in society, and we have to deal with it.
I've also, still talking about that, I happened to be downtown, right? And you know, you can be, and women were always talkers. Always, there's something to laugh about and talk about. And I remember in one shop, passing by, one of the shops, and I stood still, just on the outside, because there's this captivating conversation. And these two women were, and one was saying, you know what, for me to be in my marriage, to stay in my marriage, this lousy marriage of mine, I treat my husband now as a piece of furniture. That's the only way I can stay peaceful. I continue doing my business. If he wants to buy, let him buy. If he wants, period. And then another one said, that's why they call us natural BKT, which is synonymous as well to a very empowered, you know, independent woman. And that is why when you trickle back, you find all these connotations. If I get into business and it is big and it grows, yes, then there is a belittling of my man, an emasculation of sorts. My man will feel like, hey, they will start telling him, hey, your woman is now big. So I would rather, one woman say, I would rather Munange, keep my money to a part where I do not destabilize
My marriage.
Yes, my marriage. Why is it that the essence of marriage is underlooked so much?
That's a tough question, Doreen. Honestly, for us, and this is how I'm going to approach my response.
Yeah.
What we are doing now is bringing men into the room to listen to these conversations.
Yeah.
We are bringing in husbands and encouraging them to support their wives at all costs.
At all costs. Okay.
Yes, we are bringing them
Same
into,
as-
yes. You either support the woman or you don't support her. It's your decision as a man.
What's the carrot? Is it a carrot stick sort of thing? Support,
Look.
you get this. Don't support, you
Like I told you about formalization.
Yeah.
We shall bring a husband and tell him, give the woman 50% shares. If you give her 50% shares, we are going to unlock for her $20,000. If you do not, she's not going to get the money. So choose. We have to do these things.
Bottom line,
Yes.
that is it. And that's the reality.
We have to be tough and do these things.
That's the reality.
Yes.
You know, we have to talk about these issues as they are. This sounds like a reflective, you know? It's literally Mkazipreneur, who, as your team, sitting down and talking about some of the challenges, as well as women in business, sitting down to find out, yes, what have you seen so far? Are we on the same page? What has been happening? And it is such a delight. It is such a delight to know that strides are being taken.
Yeah.
Yes? With you and your team, we support you, we are rooting for you. That has been this episode. Doreen Kemcha, Women in Business on Smart 24 TV. We have been so delighted to host our amazing Immaculate. She is also the lead and founder of Mkazipreneur, which basically helps in the mentorship of women in business. It takes you through and helps you along the way. Until next time, be blessed. Look for whatever opportunity. You mentioned copy and paste is okay, but be innovative, be creative, and thrive wherever you are placed. Until next time, bye-bye.